Welcome to Teen Up, a podcast that digs deeper into the thoughts of teenagers' mind about the wonders of the world.
If you're new here, I'm your host, Isabella.
And I'm Glenn. If you're not, welcome back.
Here is a quick disclaimer. We are two teenagers that are doing our best to research everything. However, we are not experts, so if we offend anyone or say something wrong, we want to apologize in advance. Please email us to tell us what was wrong. Thank you.
Last season, we talked about education. However, there is a dark side of all this: bullying.
In this season, we will explore bullying, why people do that, and what is its impact.
I think we can start with bully's definition.
Okay.
I feel like we, like most of the time, kind of misunderstand what's bullying. And we just say, oh, you're bullying someone, but like in reality, they're not, because there's like a set definition for it. I thought there isn't, but apparently there is. And like every website and everything that I searched has like the same thing written. So bullying is an ongoing and deliberate misuse of power in relationships through repeated verbal, physical, and or social behavior that intends to cause physical, social, and or psychological harm. It can involve an individual or a group misusing their power or perceived power over one or more persons who feel unable to stop it from happening.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically saying that if I'm bullying somebody, I'm not. I basically, I would hurt them. And, you know, in this setting, I need to have like kind of like a higher rank in a way, or like I have more power over something. So it could be I have more power in the class, in this friend group, or you could say in a workplace, right?
Mm-hmm.
Say I'm your team leader or something. So in a way, I have more power over the team.
Mm-hmm.
So I can just like get everybody to hate on you.
Oh, that's so mean. Uh-huh.
I know. I mean, bullying is a bad thing. Everybody knows that. So this is the misuse of power in a relationship, which would be the first thing in this definition. So you need to include this power dynamic it's like one of the essentials of bullying.
Mm-hmm.
If there isn't a power difference or power dynamic between you guys, then you couldn't call it bullying.
Right.
I think we talked about power dynamic before in like intelligence or relationship. I think it's a relationship.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you want to know more about that, you can go back to listen to those episodes. But basically here it's saying that this power dynamic is misused. So you have bullying. And another essential for bullying is that it has to be ongoing and repeated.
So it cannot be one time.
Yeah, it cannot be a one-time thing. And if it's just like a one-time thing, then you kind of don't say it's bullying.
Then what should it be called?
I would just say it's wrongdoing, because bullying is such like a strong term and you need to fit it perfectly. So it's just not like you accidentally kicked my bag, so you're bullying me. Like, that's not how it works.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so another point in the definition is that it needs to cause harm. Like, it has to cause harm to the person being bullied. You need to kind of like harm them physically, mentally, or socially. And, you know, it could be done in many ways. I'm not, like, we don't condone this, but I'm just saying that you need to cause harm to be called a bully. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it is a essential part in bullying.
Mm-hmm. And I guess this is like also why some people don't realize they're getting bullied, because some harm is more mentally and it's really subtle sometimes.
Mm-hmm, right.
Yeah. So people don't really notice that they're getting bullied, but they would have like a profound effect in after, like when they grow up older.
So some ways of bullying, including physical, verbal / written, social, cyberbullying, racist bullying, homophobic and transphobic bullying. So first, physical bullying. It's basically saying that, you know, the bully hit someone, push someone, shove someone. It's like in the movies,
Yeah, yeah.
right? A bully that hit some weak person.
Mm-hmm.
And not saying that, people getting bullied are weak, but it's kind of what we see in the movies, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that would be considered as physical bullying,
Mm-hmm.
having physical contact. And in this type of bullying, the harm would be physical. I mean, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
In this physical bullying, the harm could also be mental harms, like you having a trauma after getting hit or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So the next one is verbal / written bullying. It would be, you calling somebody very bad things, like, oh, you're such a beep,
Uh-huh.
name calling, insulting. It could all be verbal bullying. And I would say that this type of bullying cause more harm mentally because you kind of get that person to question their self-worth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And, that person could be thinking, oh, maybe I am a beep or, I am some bad person.
Yeah, or if I don't like fit in with all of the other people.
I would be a weirdo or a bad person.
Yeah.
So it would be mentally, I'd say. Maybe in a way, socially harm them. Leading to the next one, social bullying. It's also called relational or emotional bullying.
Uh-huh.
I would say it's kind of like manipulative. I think it would be kind of like a bully pick on somebody and then kind of say, oh, if you don't help me do some dirty work, I'm gonna tell everybody to hate you. Or I'm gonna spread some rumors about you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's spreading rumors, like I said, sharing informations that will have a harmful effect.
Mm-hmm.
And, it could damage that person's reputation or social acceptance,
Right.
saying that other people wouldn't accept them. So it would be a social harm.
Mm-hmm.
And the next one is kind of like a very hot topic. It's cyberbullying. Any type of bullying behavior online or, via our social platforms would be cyberbullying. It could be written, it could be something that you said on a video, or it could even be a picture.
Oh, mm-hmm.
Maybe you made somebody into a meme,
Oh, mm-hmm.
right?
That's mean.
Yeah, I know. And I would say cyberbullying wouldn't cause much physical harm. It could potentially
Mm-hmm.
lead to other types of bullying, but mainly I would say it's mental and social harms. The next two ones are not the main ones, but still very important, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
It's racist bullying and homophobic and transphobic bullying.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically undermining that person's identity in a way, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think this causes mental harm, maybe sometimes physical harms. Like you hit that person because he's Asian and you consistently do that because he's Asian.
Mm-hmm.
And it could also be something about religion.
Oh, yeah.
So say I'm a Buddhist, I believe in Buddha.
Mm-hmm.
So you hit me because you don't believe in Buddha. You believe in some weird god. You're in a
Okay.
cult. So you hit me. It could
Uh-huh.
also be
Yeah.
racist bullying.
Uh-huh.
And I think homophobic and transphobic bullying is pretty straightforward. We did a season on LGBTQ and relationships, so if you want to know more about it, you can check that out.
It's season 3.
Yeah. So these are different types of bullying or different ways that people bully others. And these are divided into two big categories. The first one is overt bullying, and the second one is covert bullying. I would say this definition is pretty straightforward. Overt bullying basically says that it's open, it's physical, it's you hit someone, you kick someone, or you just insult someone in their face.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's very straightforward. Like you just do it. You say whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
And you do that directly, as opposed to covert bullying. So in covert bullying, you kind of do it not so obviously. You have like weird gestures. Maybe you give them a middle finger. I mean, that's still kind of covert.
Do you mean like cyberbullying?
I'd say cyberbullying is overt because it actually depends on how you do it, right?
Yeah.
Because if you actually record a video and just like, oh, Isabella, you're such a something something, then I would say it's overt.
Mm-hmm.
But if I had a picture that makes fun of something you do, or, it's more subtle.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And other types of covert bullying includes spreading rumors, manipulating relationships, like excluding someone, isolating someone,
Mm-hmm.
or, just like kind of like whispering,
Mm-mm.
like spreading this kind of thing. It's more covert, so it's in covert bullying.
Mm-hmm.
After the break, we're gonna come back and talk about some different characters that can be found in a bully incident.
Welcome back. Now we're going to talk more about the characters that play in a bully incident.
First one, obviously, the bully. Someone that hits people, someone that spread the rumors, someone that filmed a stupid TikTok about somebody else's personal issues.
Right.
That's the bully. And of course, you need the one being bullied.
Mm-hmm.
It's a game that two can play. So the one being bullied, obviously, it's the one that whose rumors are being spread, whose faces are being punched. That's the one being bullied.
Mm-hmm.
So the next one, I would call it the assistant.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like,
The bully's sidekick.
yeah, like the sidekick.
Yeah.
Those mean girls, not saying that girls are mean, boys can be mean too. They always have like other less mean girls beside them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And those people kind of help with the bullying. So, for example, I'm the mean girl, all right? I'm the main character. And Isabella, you're my sidekick.
Okay, sure.
Today, I'm gonna go bully somebody in our class, say Jack, all right?
Okay.
So I walk up to Jack, you're next to me, and some other bullies, my assistants.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I would say, hey, Jack, what's your problem, man? All that stuff.
Uh-huh.
And you don't punch him, but you kind of like shove him, right?
Oh, yeah.
You kind of shove him. You didn't really harm him.
Or like maybe if you want to take his lunch money, I'll be the one taking out the lunch money.
Or like you kind of like, oh, hey, that's your lunch bag or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And you just like grabbed it.
Yeah.
And I would say punch him because I'm the bully, right? Jack is the one being bullied and you're the sidekick.
Yeah.
So the next one is, I would call the audience.
Mm-hmm.
So we're in the cafeteria or wherever we have lunch.
Mm-hmm.
So people start cheering because everybody don't like Jack. Like, who's Jack? Everybody hates Jack. There isn't a Jack. If you're Jack, we're sorry. All right?
Yeah, we're sorry.
We're super sorry. Or like, you know what? I'm not going to bring up any more names just to offend people. All right. So I'm punching Jack, getting his lunch money. You're next to me, grabbing his lunchbox, shoving him.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And other people in the cafeteria are cheering. They're like, go, Glenn, punch Jack.
Yeah.
They're the audience. They don't exactly involve in this thing.
Right. But they don't do much either.
Yeah, and they kind of encourage the people to do it.
Uh-huh.
And they are essentially a part of it, but they don't physically get involved in this.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of just help it grow, right? It helps that person going. Like those people cheering makes me feel like I'm better, right? It kind of helps the whole situation going, but it doesn't directly contribute to
the bullying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the next one is bystander. These are the person that knows what's going on, but they don't do anything. They just stand there and watch.
What's the difference between bystander and the audience?
I would say the audience is the one that cheers, and bystander is just those who watch, or they don't even watch. They know that it's happening, but they don't say anything. They don't do anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
They're like an outsider, but they're not like an outsider because they still know what's going on. They know that I'm trying to get Jack's lunch money.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so they're choosing to ignore.
Yeah, that's what they do. Ignore. Or they just watch. Maybe not cheer,
Mm-hmm.
But they're not like innocent or anything, right? So the only one innocent, I would say, is the upstander.
Mm-hmm.
So these people, say Jason, all right? There's this guy named Jason who's like the captain of basketball team or whatever. He's like filled up with justice.
Uh-huh.
And he just like came up to me and like, hey, don't punch Jack. It's his lunch money.
Mm-hmm.
And, he would be the upstander. He stood up to me, the bully, and you, the assistant, the sidekick.
Mm-hmm.
And he tried to do something about it. He knows what's happening,
Yeah.
but he tried to do the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
And in the articles and papers that I read, they're saying that these students or these people, like the upstanders, are very important role in this bully situation
Mm-hmm.
because they would be a protective role for peers who are experiencing bullying.
Yeah.
And, these people often have like greater empathetic skills and they are often perceived by peers to be a positive role model.
Mm-hmm. I think that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Because they stood up. They do the right thing. They try to do the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's very important that there are someone like this, in a community, in a group, or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. Because like there's too many people just being the audience and the bystanders. Yeah, they're really no help. I feel like I wouldn't say they're part of this like crime, but they could have helped resolve this issue if they were to help.
It's not like saying that they're guilty, but it's also saying that they're not innocent in this whole situation.
Yeah.
And I would understand why these people do that.
Yeah.
They don't want to get involved.
And they don't want to be the next target.
Yes, totally, because these people, they're punching others. Like, nobody wants to get punched.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
But we all know that the right thing to do is to stop whoever is doing that, whoever is bullying other people.
Mm-hmm.
That is the right thing to do. But,
Mm-hmm.
most of the time, we kind of avoid that because we don't want to get involved and we don't want to, be punched.
Mm-hmm.
So, I searched here and there and found a few reasons that people are being bullied.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, they're just different in some way.
Yeah.
They could be introvert. Maybe they're not assertive.
Mm-hmm.
So when somebody asks you something, you're like squishy, squashy, and you're like not very sure. And that person would just like take away your money. They would be like, "Oh, is that your money?" And you'll be like, "Yeah." And he'll be like, or she'll be like, "Oh, give me the money." And you're like, "Oh, is that good? I need to have lunch."
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like you're not sure about it.
Uh-huh. That's easy for other people to just, like take whatever they want because they're more assertive than you are.
In a way. And another reason is that they have depression or anxiety. So in a way, it's also being different. Another one, mostly at school, is lacking quality friendships. So nobody's helping you.
Mm-hmm.
Or you are displaying higher levels of emotionality. So you're more emotional. You cry, you laugh, and all that. Or
Why would that cause you getting bullied?
I would say it's just another way of being different.
Uh-huh.
It would be like every time I see they maybe squash a mosquito, I would like start crying and say, "Oh, that poor mosquito,"
Oh. Uh-huh.
And they would just like, "Oh, he's weird."
Such a crybaby or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I get it.
Or having disability, which is like the worst thing you could do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I just, this is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Or belonging to a minority group. So I would say most of these reasons are just kind of like because you're different. You're different in a way.
Right.
So people bully you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it could kind of be explained by this in-group, out-group theory that we talked about before.
Right. In the culture season, second season.
Yeah, and if you want to know more about it, go listen to that. But I think it kind of can be explained by that.
For sure.
Kind of like why people would do that. And overall, we don't condone bullying. It's
Right.
very wrong to just bully somebody or do something wrong to them because they're different. And I think it's very important that if you know that somebody around you are being bullied or somebody around you are bullying somebody else, you can do something. Maybe not directly get involved and stand between their fight, but you can, maybe tell the teacher or tell somebody who is overseeing all of this.
Or be able to find somebody that could help out with this situation. So next week, we are going to talk about the effects of bullying.
Thank you for listening to this episode. Remember to like, subscribe, and share our channel.
Also, comment down below if you have any thoughts. You could click on the bell to get notified when we upload a new video as well.
Thank you and bye.